Welcome to my YouTube channel, Half Fast Hugo. Today we are going to do a little ride up the Donald D. Ferguson Demonstration Forest in Two Harbors, Minnesota. Last time I did a video I did a ride down in Florida, so that was a fun ride. Met some YouTube followers there, so shout out to all those people. That was cool, nice meeting you. And yeah, so today, rather than do one of my training programs, I follow the Bulletproof Cyclist. I'll link him up in the top right. I follow his training program, but rather than do his own ride in the basement, figured we get some miles in out in the woods, because these are some beautiful woods up here in Two Harbors, Minnesota. So hey, let's get on the trails. All right, well, we are off and rolling, hitting some of the trails. Looks like we've had some ski tracks that have been groomed in here. See if we can make it over to the bike trails. Get a little miles in. All right, had to do a little seat adjustment there. Seat was just running a little too low to get us started. Trails are looking pretty decent. A couple little snowshoe tracks, little divots, a couple bikes been on the trails. So, like I said, started out at 10 degrees. It was about 8 below this morning, so I decided to wait a little longer. I know they groomed it, and it looks like the snowshoers have been out here doing an awesome job. Had to let a little air pressure out so we didn't break through anywhere. A little different than my ride. And my one YouTube follower in Florida, they did ride, is it? I think it was Mike, if I remember right. I apologize if I got that wrong, Mike. Hopefully your wife's watching and checking out my ride in Two Harbors. Fun. A little squirrely on some of this. But the beautiful thing about snow, most of the time, is the more you ride it, the more it packs in. Makes for some nice riding. So you can see there's not a lot of tracks on here. So, like a couple people been out. This is always a fun little climb here. Alright. I did ride, it was a fun ride. Beat my record times. It's always nice. So, always try and do a little bit better than last time if I can. I'm following the Bulletproof Cyclist, as I mentioned. Coach Scott McLean, decent program, I like it. He writes some programs, follows training peaks. Whew. Sometimes you get going a little too slow in this, and almost is worse than going a little faster. A little faster, you can kind of push through some of this. Go too slow and it redirects you. But anyways, Bulletproof Cyclist. Coach Scott McLean. It's been cool. I will probably do a video of my training while I'm on the trainer and show you my setup. I use the Neo TacX Neo 2T. Some pretty good sales on them right now because they're probably coming out with a new model. But a nice trainer. Trails are a little slippery. Last time I was here, the whole parking lot was ice about a month ago. And I did take a fall on the parking lot, which was no fun. Might have to let a little front air out. Front seem a little squirrely here, so. All right, drop pressure down a little bit. Let's see if that helps a little bit on the
squirreliness on the front. Back's feeling good. You can see some of the spin outs in here on the trail, and that just is a little bit of loose snow. Needs to be packed in a little bit. Get too far off the edge like that, it just wants to slip. Nice. Well, hopefully you're out riding somewhere nice and warm today, because we are in for another cold week. Highs will be probably around 0 with a lot of sub-zero temperatures. Life in northern Minnesota in February. Just the name of the game. We still get out and do stuff. If you watch me on my other videos, I have one that's I start riding at 20 below, and that's kind of my cutoff. 20 below is just your eyelids start to kind of get a little sticky at that temp, unless you're wearing some kind of goggles or something. And I just like wearing glasses. Don't have prescription glasses yet, probably need to since as old as I am. Woohoo! Try and widen the track sometimes and get outside everybody else's to help pack it in, but you run the risk of falling. Iditarod was a dang good ride. If you're ever looking for a nice endurance ride to maybe test yourself a little bit, head on up to the White Springs area of Florida and do the Iditarod for a 50-mile endurance ride. Good stuff, well supported, excellent support actually, great organization. So just a fun ride, something good to do in the winter. Hopefully you live in an area where you can pretty much ride year round though. We can ride year round, but certain times are more of a struggle than others, as you can see. Fat bike will definitely present different challenges. The snow can add different dimensions, especially depending upon the conditions. Alright, side a little bit more out of the front tire again. Sometimes it takes a little fine tuning to get it dialed in where you like it. Snowmobile going by. Life in the Northwoods. Lots of outdoor activities that you may or may not like. Some people absolutely hate the cold. And I'm like, well, you gotta embrace it. Right? I mean, why do you live here otherwise? I don't know. We moved here from Florida 2006, so for the beautiful weather, of course. But it is nice to have the 4 seasons of snow. I do look forward to spring and the thaw, which is why I'm doing the Bulletproof Cycling Club. Kind of getting a little bit better shape when the summer's here. Heading down to Bentonville first week of March. Do a little riding down there during spring break. That's always fun. Gonna try a Anarchy Burton jump clinic. Do a little jump practice again. If you haven't done any coaching, I encourage you to try that. Helps you step up your game, helps you improve. Let somebody who's got it down pat and experienced help you improve your game. Anarchy is a professional, I think he's retired now, but professional rider, mountain biker. I've done a few Rich Drew clinics, probably will do another one. I like his stuff too. Just didn't have one at the time when I was down there. Thought about doing some individual coaching as well with him, but just the timing is always the issue. So we'll give Anarchy a try. If you're in Michigan, the Big Boy Clinic and the UP is always good too. Did that last year. That was nice. Probably one of the best ones I've been to as well. A little spendier, but it's a good full 2.5 days of riding and meals and shuttling and a lot of coaches and good stuff. Not going to do too long of a ride today because I know the wife's got the granddaughter at the house and I don't know what she's got. I think she's got some stuff planned for this afternoon, so if I can just go get a couple 5 miles or so, I'll be happy. All getting outside, right? Beautiful trails up here in Two Harbors. There's a nice brewery on the way back called Castle Danger. If you do get up in the area and if you do partake. If not, they have NA options, which quite often I do as well. So I do like a good IPA, a hazy New England IPA, but not like I used to. Don't drink like I used to when I was a youngin'. Yeah, this could definitely use some more packing in. Snowshoers would do wonders on this. Sometimes the consistency, the granularity of the snow creates an issue too. This is fairly soft snow, which makes it sometimes not pack as good. A little more moisture in it would be good to help pack it, stick together. But it's good. All the trails in Duluth were open as well, but I opted to head up here because I knew they said they would be soft in Duluth. And they had just groomed last night and some this morning, early morning. So I figured it'd probably be better to head this way and try it out up here. Because I think this was groomed, I think early Saturday or Friday night maybe. I don't know. Well, that is not good. We got a little tire problem, so, well, the valve stem is leaking a little bit, so having valve stem issues, so it looks like we're going to either head back and put some air in and figure it out, or it might be a short ride today. We'll see. It is, got some air. It's riding, but not very well. And I did not bring my pump with me, so we will try and weight the rear tire and keep going to get us back to the vehicle. I'm running carbon rims on this fatty just because I had them from years ago when I ran the bike year round, ran another bike year round. So certainly don't need them, but since I got them, I'm using them. And I don't want to ruin those rims, so. Woohoo! We got some pressure in there, but not a lot. Not nice. We'll get to the next main trailhead and cut off back to the parking lot on the quickest route. About 1.5 miles, so if I have to walk it, it's not too bad. Another reason why you're pretty careful in the winter, because mechanicals in the winter can be deadly, especially when you're running 10 degrees or below zero or just below freezing in general. So definitely something to be concerned about. All right, cross-country ski trail on the left, and we're gonna hoof it back on the right, get back to the vehicle and see what we can do with this tire. All right, we aired her up a little bit. Now we're gonna give her a little test ride, see how she holds up. Of course, this trail has not even had a bike on it, so you can see this is just snowshoe packing, and so I may just say, you know what, we'll let the snowshoers do their job. They're fun. If I'd have brought mine, I might have taken a lap, because it's a 45-minute drive to get here, and it's nice to at least do a lap either on the bike or the snowshoes, but I didn't bring them. And that valve stem is not playing nice. I can't quite get it to seat as good as I'd like, so I may end up just calling her. Not nice. Let's check out this side, see what she looks like. And it looks like the same thing. Seems to be packed in a little bit better though. Right up to the climb. And we'll go a little ways here and see how she feels. This is always a fun side of the trail to go on to. Climbs will slow you down a little bit. It's just nice in here. This is actually pretty nice, and I don't see any bike tracks on it. But I do see a lot of snowshoe tracks, so it's very nice. I like that one to the side, to the left there, but that has not been tracked in. Decision time. I keep going or call it. Let's go a little further. Well, I think we're going to call it an early day and maybe put some new valve stems in the tires. I run tubeless, but either I'm a little low on tubeless or it's just not, well, the valve stem's not seating good, so what that means is I may just have some sealant clogged up on it. I had the back tire do this on my last ride up here, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna pop them out, clean out the valves, the stems, pop some new valve stems in there, just do a little bit of maintenance on it. Fun, fun. Always a fun little rip down here. A little more challenging in the snow, just so you don't go off the bridge and through the frozen creek. Alright, couldn't help myself. Had to do a little bit more riding, just stay close to the vehicle in case I have to do a walk back. And this trail looks like it's been hit by a lot of skiers, because it is a kind of a cut through the parking lot, so takes me about a mile back in. Pretty easy little out and back run. I can always take the road, so I'll just do a little more zone 2 and have a little fun. Warming up nicely, 13 degrees. Nice day to be outside anyhow. Get some exercise, fresh air. If you're looking to get into biking or fat biking, just start. Doesn't matter if you start with a mile your first ride or 5 miles a week. Just start. Always check with your doctor first, of course, but just start and then slowly build. Some of you know my story. I used to weigh like 310 pounds and started on an old 45-pound Walmart full suspension bike back around 2000, and you know, kept on riding. Lost a lot of weight, treated myself to a nice Schwinn homegrown XT team bike. Actually, I guess I bought the Walmart bike back in the late 90s because the Schwinn homegrown was in 98. And then life gets in the way, kids, all those things. You yo-yo diet for a while, and a heart attack happened in 2017 to kind of make you go back and go, huh, guess I better take this crap seriously. You know, redos. If you lived 82, you have about 30,000 days in your life, right? So the reality is you're clicking them off one day at a time, no matter what you're doing. Some will be more, some will be less. So kind of crazy to think about, but it is life, right? All right, so a little channel update. Let's see, what am I going to do this summer? Got some trying to decide if we want to do a family reunion in Finland. So at some point this summer, not sure what we're going to do there. Biggest thing is getting a dog and house sitter, but we got a couple people lined up, so that'll work probably. It's just a matter of do we want to do it. And then I know spring break's coming up here. As I mentioned, I'm going to do a little trip down to Bentonville, and I'm not sure where I should head. Last year during spring break I started off in Tulsa, rode a little in Tulsa, then headed to Amarillo, rode the Palo Duro Canyon, great ride if you haven't been there. After that I headed on over to headed on over to Albuquerque, and I rode Dragon's Back. Nice trails up there northwest side of Albuquerque. If you ever get that way, check them out. Really nice trails, fun, beautiful views. And then I ended up at the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival. So I did think about the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival, but I did that last year, so I think I kind of want to do something else. So you've heard me mention on maybe one of my other videos, my kids got me the Loam Pass, which is like 42 or 45 different mountain bike parks. So I may check some of those off. Maybe end up in Spider Mountain down in Texas. Visit my buddy Tommy down there. Hey Tommy. And I'm not sure, maybe head over to Canoga Bike Park, see how that's doing over that way. Hit some places in Georgia and Alabama along the way. Drop a comment, let me know where you think I should head. I want to go out to the northeast, but March is not a good time to be doing that, so that'll be more of a summer trip. And probably can't take advantage of the Loam Pass in March as well, so we'll hold on for a July or August trip for that. I'd like to ride the Kingdom trails out there. So looking for some trails to ride in March, early March. Moab's on the list. Gooseberry Mesa is a distinct possibility. You got to double check and make sure it's rideable. That time of year I thought it was, but I don't know. We'll see. I wanted to do some downhill fat biking this year at some of the ski slopes, but I don't think there are any of them are doing it this year. Kind of a bummer. Lift serve mountain biking is a blast. Or lift serve fat biking. Groom the trails, take a lift up. Right, they groom the trails. Take a lift up, fly down, take a lift up, do it again. It's a beautiful thing.
All right, finished up a nice 4-mile ride at the Donald D. Ferguson Demonstration Forest in Two Harbors, Minnesota. Nice day to get out and get 4 miles in. Just kind of sucks to have some flat issues. I was able to ride it back, so that was good. But put some air in it. It still seemed to be holding up, but I just didn't want to get stuck out there. So I'll probably go back and clean out the valves. Maybe pull the tires off and kind of make sure there's nothing sticking onto them, because that happens sometimes. Put some new seats in there and we'll be good. So all fun and games, so just the way it goes. But at least it wasn't, 10 o'clock at night stuck in the back in the woods and walking back with my bike, because I've had to do that before. So anyhow, I appreciate you riding along. If you would, hit that like button, subscribe, share the video, tell me where you think I need to go ride next. I remember, like I said, I got spring break coming up. So as always, most importantly, get outside. Thanks for watching.